What's up, sports freaks, and welcome to All Sports Media Team Presents Triple B, episode number 10. Let's rumble. Yeah, you can see G knows what's going on. We're really excited for the Let's Rumble. We got the Royal Rumble on Sunday. That's my very favorite WWE pay-per-view of all time. But there's been rumblings in sports like crazy. We had some Clippers issues, some Laker issues. We have some deals that went down in the NBA. We have a bunch of deals that went down in the WNBA. Of course, the NFL, the big game is set. We know it's going to be the GOAT versus the future. We got that. We even got a dude who got arrested for pretty much attempted murder who plays for the Seahawks. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to recap UFC 257, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Bro, that's all I'm going to say. A dream box, yeah, a dream boxing match might happen. MLS might be getting the boot. We'll leave it at that. Some huge upsets in both men and women's basketball. We had a huge trade in hockey, and of course the Hall of Fame snub, insane, and in the MLB, we'll get into that and all the deals that went down. Plus the Royal Rumble, gentlemen. Let's have some fun, guys. You ready?
I got my,
you know. I'm ready. We got my boy GA plus Asensio over here on the side. And then we got
yes,
the
sir.
homie, Mr. Technical down there himself, Mr. George Achola down there. What's up, George?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Yes, sir. All right. Well, y'all always yell at me because I never start with basketball, even though our first show started with basketball. But that's beside the point. Gentlemen, we're going to start with basketball, obviously, because on a somber note, you can see behind myself and behind Gilbert that this week marked the 1-year anniversary that we lost the legendary the Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi Bryant, and the others that were in that horrific helicopter crash. Gentlemen, I just want to talk about how are you feeling that day? Where were you that day when you heard it? How did you feel that day? How do you feel now? And how has Kobe impacted your life? I'll go first and get it out of the way because I'm the more emotional one out of all three of y'all. So, I believe it happened. It was early morning, if I remember. I think I had just either left church or was leaving church, and I got the update, and I didn't believe it. So I told my friend, "Hey, what's going on with this?" They're like, "Dude, just check it out." And I checked Google, and I was like, "Oh my God, you got to be kidding me!" So I flew home. I live down the street from my church, so I flew home. I threw on the TV, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this," you know. And then when it just all the news just kept trickling in throughout the day, Gigi, her friends' parents, the driver, just I was like, this is insane. This it shouldn't have happened. Kobe's got cars, he's got people to drive him, but he wanted to save time, and he's done it so many times. If you ask me how I'm feeling about this situation now, or even a couple days after that, it's you do things all the time and you take it for granted. He flew the helicopter all the time. All the time. They had a heliport on Staples Center. Like he had, never had any issues. It was raining that day, pretty bad if I remember correctly. We don't know what was said. And I don't want to get controversial here. We don't know what was said to the pilot. We don't know if he was, pushed to go. We don't know if he just said, "Screw it, I can do it, Kobe." He don't want to disrespect Kobe. We don't know what was said. Okay. But the fact that he'd done this all the time, and then for him to go the way that he went, and the fact that his baby was right next to him, just it really hit me as a father. I cried. I cried a lot that day. I cried a lot that week. I couldn't believe it. Impact that Kobe Bryant had on my life. Being a father, obviously, love your kids every second. If you're leaving to go to the liquor store, you're leaving to go to Target, you're leaving to go to work, always say, "I love you," give them a hug, regardless. And if it's not your kid, your mom, your dad, your sister, whatever, just because you never know. You never, ever know. Also, the Mamba mentality of just keep pushing, don't give up. Kobe had years where let's be real, we sucked, and he rebuilded and made it what it was. So that's my memories, my respect to Kobe Bryant. Gigi, she was going to be the future of the WNBA. No doubt about it in my mind. She was absolutely amazing. So shout out to Gigi, shout out to Kobe, all of the others that were lost. I know one of them was I believe was a Fullerton coach. they had his funeral at Angel Stadium as well. The Antebelli family, I believe it was. Don't quote me if I got that wrong. Um, but yeah, so rest in peace to all of them. It's been a year. The pain is still the same. We love you guys. Vanessa Bryant, we're thinking of you this week. I Instagrammed her actually that morning, just saying we're praying for you. We love you. We're here for you. So that's me, guys. I'm rambling. I apologize. Gilbert, what do you got? How did you feel when it happened? How do you feel now? And what did Kobe teach you?
Well, I remember that day like it was yesterday, pretty much, and it still hits me hard. Like I still can't believe it to this day. And I remember just waking up super early that day because I was so motivated to work on my music, and I was in the kitchen working on my music, and next thing you know, my brother comes into to the kitchen, and he tells me, "Hey, Kobe was in a helicopter crash." And I looked at him and I was like, but I thought he was playing, but he looked very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me, and I Googled everything, and that was before it got leaked out. So there wasn't too much stuff out there yet. And I still didn't believe it. But next thing you know, 10 minutes, 30 minutes later, it was true. And I just remember just being speechless the whole day
Mm-hmm.
because Kobe was literally like family to me. I grew up watching him. I remember as a kid, he was the reason why I played basketball. I remember watching him scoring the 81 points against Toronto. That that's a game I'll never forget. I remember him playing at the Honda Center with Shaq at my first Liquor game. I will never forget that with his big afro. I was only like 4 or 5, and I still remember that. And what he really left behind, well, what he left for me, I feel like just the drive that he had, the drive that he had to be the best, and to find ways to succeed, not only on the court but off the court. And you could tell by the way he carried himself that he was that as a father too. He taught me a lot, and it's just it just breaks my heart knowing I couldn't imagine that, and it
You
breaks my
broke,
heart,
hey
man. But
Gilbert, I usually don't do this, but you broke up right there where you said I couldn't imagine, and it broke up. Can you please repeat it? Because this is your feelings, and I don't want you to lose it.
I, I couldn't imagine how how would it be to go through that, being in your final stages in life, losing your life, being there with your loved one, and not only your loved one but friends and families of your friends. And I bet it was just a terrible moment, and I, my heart goes out to those families, and especially Kobe and Vanessa and Gigi, and especially his little daughters. You know, it it's hard, man. It just hurts me.
Yeah.
It just hurts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm crying right now. Something's going on. All right. George, go ahead. You're saying you got to bounce soon, so let's go ahead and get your input on the situation.
Yeah, so that day I went to the LA Fit Expo in downtown LA at the LA Convention Center.
Oh my
So
God.
it was early morning, so I drove there. So I was actually in line to do like a small little fitness challenge. So my brother texted me saying like, "Hey, did you hear about Kobe?" And I'm like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" Because like I thought he was saying because like right the night before LeBron passed him in I
Mhm.
believe in points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I thought that's what he was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So like then like 30 seconds later, my cousin texted me about the same thing, saying like, "Hey, Kobe died in a car crash." So I was like, that can't be, right? So like then he sends me an article about it. So I was like, oh, this can't be. So like usually like I don't get like news and updates. I usually get my news and updates on Bleacher Report, ESPN, NBA. So I didn't get those yet. So like probably about like 20 minutes later, that's when everything kicked in, and that's when I said, "Man, this is real." So from that day on, like I was not having a good day at all. Like with a heavy heart. Everybody else around Expo was kind of crying only because they were Kobe fans over there. Yeah. So and then like when I left, there was like a bunch of people in front of Staples Center around downtown LA. And like Ricky said, it was raining, but it wasn't raining as hard in LA.
Yeah.
So like then when I came home, I went straight to my laptop and started watching basketball highlights as this video tribute. So yeah, and then like now a year from now, I still can't believe he's gone because Kobe has done so much on and off the court. Like, you know, coaching his girls, doing something for his community, being that storyteller that he did. And then like let's not forget that he did win an Oscar or Emmy, whatever it is, the first NBA player to do that. Yeah. That's huge for him. So
that was a good little movie too.
Exactly. It was a good little movie. So that's when, and then like, I think like a week later, I listened to on the radio of how he did his Love and Basketball thing when he when he crumpled the paper and threw it in the trash and said Kobe. So
that's like
from that point on, man, it's just man, it's still crazy up to this day for me that he's gone. So now, like whenever I go to Laker games, I'm always gonna wear that number 24 jersey and not any other jersey. No disrespect to LeBron and AD, but Kobe is LA. Kobe is the Los Angeles Laker. Kobe is inspired by everybody's inspired by him. So the legacy he left is pretty huge. Like not to give up. Like you have that Mamba mentality each and every day on whenever you do, and that's the only reason why I play basketball, because of him. Magic is good, but Kobe was in our generation, so I mean, it's just sad, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, Gilbert.
No, I just wanted to mention something because I didn't notice this the day after he passed away, but I noticed this year I guess Jerry Buss actually passed away the day a day later after he passed away, and I thought about that for a second. And I was, man, that's crazy how, you know, because the relationship Jerry and Kobe had must have been something close, maybe as a father and son type of relationship, and for them to pass away at a similar time is just crazy.
Yeah, it's insane how that kind of stuff works. You know, the same thing happened with Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, and then her mom died the very next day. People said she died of heartbreak, that happens a lot. So I can't help but get emotional on anything to do with when we talk about this kind of stuff, whether it's Kobe, whether it was Hank Aaron, Tommy Lasorda, whoever. But I mean, Kobe, his mentality, it saved, honestly, his death may have saved some lives. And it sounds weird saying that, but the fact that people knew about his mentality, the Mamba mentality, but people really adopted it after we lost him, sadly. But people really adopted it. And, people who were hurting were like, hey, screw this. I'm going to keep pushing. Kobe kept pushing till the very end. I'm going to do it. And they might have saved a life. We don't know. So
definitely,
that's just where I stand on that. We got about 2 minutes. We can do a couple more Kobe stories. I have a Kobe story. No one ever believes me when I tell them, but whatever. They're playing Phoenix, and he won. He got the game-winning shot, just a little short fadeaway. We won by 2.
Game 4.
Yeah, no, it wasn't in playoffs. It was just a regular game.
Okay.
Regular game. But I was like, young, and I would love Kobe. So I was like, oh my gosh, cool. So we're on the aisleway because we got tickets from like a business partner of my dad or something. And I'm like, yeah, that was so awesome, Kobe. And I see Kobe coming towards the tunnel. I'm like, oh shit, right? And I throw my hand out there just because everybody was. Not only did he shake my hand, he said, hey, what's up, kid? And I was like, what? And I'm 36. I still remember that. So you don't forget crap like that, and that's how Kobe was. Kobe was like that. He always wanted to make somebody smile, whether it was the girls he coached, whether it was clinics he did, or whether it was just that one fan in the crowd, because I'll remember that till the day I die, so that's just a Kobe story for me. If you guys have anything, we got about a minute. Gilbert, do you have any? It doesn't have
Well,
to be a physical. George, you had something?
yeah, I did have something.
Go
So,
ahead.
back in 2010, I was 19 years old. So it was New Year's night when the Lakers played the Kings, and the Lakers were down by 20, I believe. I was at that game with a couple of high school friends. So I remember when Kobe hit the game-winning shot, and the crowd went berserk.
Uh-huh.
So one of my friends is not a Laker fan, so he was like the only one sitting down with his hand and like this,
Of
bro. So like the two couples behind me, they're drunk as crap.
course.
Like laughed at him only because he had his head down and he was clowning on the lake. He was clowning on the Lakers the whole time. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, bet, because Lakers are gonna make a run. That's how good they were.
Hmm.
So like then like he was trying to give me a high five. I'm like,
Well,
bro, like I'm
no.
not giving you a high five when the team just scored. Like, no, why would I do that? So like then me and my friend, like we had our camera phones on, like flashing the video at him saying like, oh, this is the this is bro, like this is like the face of a
Yeah.
person that hates on the Lakers. So
Super
like we
karma.
was
Super karma.
laughing. Exactly. So like then like after the game when we were walking out, I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, man, you good? He's like, are you mad, bro? I was like, no, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So that was like my favorite Kobe moment. But I wish I met him in person. That would have
Yeah,
been really
dude. I
good.
mean, mine was only
Really,
like a
really
second,
dope.
but I'll never forget it. That's awesome. Gilbert, you mentioned the 81-point game. Do you have any other memory you want to talk about Kobe? We can go till 7:20.
Well, I mean, um, besides my first game, watching him and Shaq, man, just I remember that day. I was young, man. I believe I was like 6 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
but all I remember is my mom and dad telling me we got Laker tickets to the game tonight, and I was just so excited
Mm-hmm.
because at that time it was around the three-peat, and I already knew that the Lakers were the best team in the world, so I was just excited to go see them. And then once I finally saw them on the court and I saw Shaq and Kobe, I was in awe, bro. Just
Mm-hmm.
just to see just to see two of the greatest players in NBA history when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, I'm always gonna remember that. I'm always gonna remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how old you get. These kind of memories never go away. That's why if you have a kid, you always want to take advantage of signings or appearances or, games if you can. If you can't afford a playoff game, take them to a game. They're not playing like a lower level team like the Kings or something, Just do what you can. Um, all in all, I think we all can agree Kobe made a huge impact on anybody ages 2 to 92 in some which way or another. Parents, girl dads all over the world, dads all over the world in general, athletes who are giving up on themselves or thinking about giving up on themselves. So from us to the Bryant family to all the other families as well, the Altobelli family, and all the other families, we still remember you, we still respect you, we still love you. Rest in peace, Vanessa. We're praying for you. If you see this on my Instagram, we're praying for you and we love you. All right. Well, George
Praying
has
for
got
you
to,
too.
yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. George has got to bounce in a little bit. We're talking family, got something family he has to do. So I'm going to get this basketball done so he can bounce. Okay. This wouldn't make Kobe happy, though, this next part. What the hell, George? The Lakers just lost 2 games in a row, and one was to the Pistons. Talk to me.
Well, they didn't have Anthony Davis, and then I didn't really watch the game, but I did see some highlights, and I don't know. The Lakers were just not themselves.
No, those
So
blue
I don't know
jerseys,
what's going on, but they were just not themselves. They could have won the Philly game,
man.
but
Philly's beast. Well,
unfortunately, that never happened.
Philly is underrated, first of all. They're number 1 seed in the East right now. Everybody's talking about Brooklyn, including myself. And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
crap.
they're a
Philly's
scary
number
team.
1 right now. So, and the Pistons came out of nowhere, like they always do, So I don't know. I thought, and it's sad. I'll let Gilbert talk, and then I'll talk a little bit about AD and where he's at. Gilbert, what do you think's going on, man?
Well, I mean, like you said, Philly's beast, and that just goes more to my point. It's not the coach. Doc Rivers knows what he's doing, but Lakers, man, they didn't have AD in the game of Pistons. But
Mhm.
even with that being said, the players got to step up, And that's especially if you're a championship contending team, you got to step up to the plate and at least give the team a run for their money. And the Pistons gave them a run for their money. They took the game and they ran with it. So hopefully they could pick it up and get back to their winning ways, because I'm not used to having these losing streaks.
Yeah, losing streaks, 2 games. We got Kings fans all over Sacramento right now. Like, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear it. Phoenix fans. Yeah. Okay.
For real,
One thing, you guys probably heard this. AD, I don't know if it was on social media or if he actually said it. He just said he wasn't mentally in a good place right now. Like, he doesn't feel like he's doing good. And that was like a week and a half ago. And I said, I'm not on my game right now. I'm not doing good. I'm in a funk. That's what he said. He said he's in a funk. And when you have that in your head and you can't get it out, especially when you're a big man who's in the paint as much as he is, like, that messes with your head, So
definitely.
I mean, that could be part of the case. I don't know. So we got, like you said, we got to get back to our ways and we got to get stuff going on. Let's talk Clippers a little bit. This is where Gilbert's gonna get mad. Actually, he probably won't choose Clippers, but the Clippers this week, towards the beginning of the week, played without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard due to COVID protocols. Go ahead, Gilbert. Go ahead.
Oh man, this whole situation is just 2 superstars taking some time off because of COVID, and then remember before COVID never even happened, and then superstars were already taking time off because they didn't want to play certain games or back to backs. That would frustrate me too, bro. I'm like, come on, man, you getting paid a bunch of money, you can't even do your job, man.
Well, they're saying it's protocol, so
and
I
it's
don't
not
know.
only that.
Go ahead.
And then like last year, going to G's point, it's not only that, like you're cheating the fans out of their money too.
Exactly.
Because like if you're like, bro, like they paid their hard-earned money to watch you guys play, to watch some competition, but the fact that you didn't show up, like that's just a waste of money to the fans. So like if me as a fan, if I find out that certain players are not playing, then that's when I start questioning, okay, why did I pay to go to this game?
Exactly. And like Gilbert said earlier, go ahead.
I know you mentioned it was due to protocols, but I just feel like the players got to take this more seriously. Like, really, like James Harden, stay out of the strip club.
Dwayne Haskins, stay out of the strip club.
Yeah,
these players need to take it seriously because the fans are the ones paying their salaries. We watch the games because we want to see them play basketball, man. We want to be entertained, and for those 2 players not to be playing in the game is like, then what are we watching?
Yeah, and this is for all the sports. It's not just basketball right now. But then, what sucks is you got people having to sit because they're out playing around, doing stupid stuff like that. And we don't know for sure if that's the case, but, a lot of players it has been. But then you get situations like this. Karis LeVert, literally like a week, because we talked about him getting traded last week. So a week after the trade, finds out he has a cancerous mass on his kidney. So he immediately, I was scared for him, but immediately went into surgery. They did remove the mass. It is completely removed. They expect a full recovery, but it's at 6 months minimum before he comes back. So I'm just praying for Karis LeVert.
Well, that's the rest of the season pretty much.
That's tough. That's tough.
But life before ball, bro. Life before ball. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And then let's go up north, up the coast a little bit with some guy named Steph Curry. Steph Curry, of course, loves to make history. He's done it again. He just passed Reggie Miller for second all-time in three-pointers. You guys are talking about he's a three-point king. He's almost there. He has 2 at this time, mind you, I wrote this. God, when did I get this info? Probably last Saturday or last Sunday. 2,561 was when he passed Miller. He is chasing Ray Allen, who has 2,973. That's still like 400 threes. So that's a good maybe season-ish or so, if you ask me. What do you think, George?
I mean, Curry's going up, man. Like, what can I say? Like, he's one of the best shooters in the NBA right now. But there's also somebody that has that's leading the NBA in threes right now, and it's gonna surprise people, and that's Alex Caruso.
It's crazy, right?
But like
I
that's
love
not
him.
that's crazy. Like when I heard about it this past week, I'm like Alex Caruso because like Alex Caruso has been shooting threes, but I didn't even know he was leading the NBA in 3-pointers. Like you would think it's Steph Curry,
Yeah.
but going back to Steph Curry, I think like eventually like I wouldn't be surprised if he passes Ray Allen either by this year or next year.
You
But
think
that
he'll
just
get 400 by the end of this year?
hey B, like look how many shots he's taking, and look how many shots he has to take for his team to like win games. But like other than that, Curry's gonna do Curry things. He's gonna go
I
off.
like that. Curry's gonna do
Screens.
Curry things. You got a
He's gonna
hashtag
go
that.
off
I like
screens,
that.
and then he's just gonna like shoot threes. He's gonna do what he does. Like he's just gonna not stop moving. So that actually reminds me of Reggie Miller. How Reggie Miller gets his shots off.
Well, that's what we
That quick
passed.
release.
So there you go. What do you think about that, Gilbert? You got an intake or take on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Curry's definitely gonna not only surpass Ray Allen, but he's gonna set the new standard for 3-point shooting, man. And he's been doing that since he arrived in the league. But this guy's he's a baller, man. And yeah, he's gonna be up there when it's all said and done as one of the greatest shooters of all time. Definitely.
I agree 1,000%. Another guy who used to like to take a lot of shots. We're gonna go a little quick now because George has got to go. JJ Barea. Did you guys hear what JJ Barea is doing?
No, what happened?
JJ Barea is heading to Spain. He signed a contract out overseas.
Nice.
So at least
what team is he playing for?
That I do not know. That detail was not out. It was just that he's going to Spain.
Nice.
So we get that'll be good for him because he wasn't getting a lot of PT, you know. So he'll get his PT and get some money. So and maybe
Spain is a good place to go to play ball too. It's competitive.
Well, they got silver medal wasn't it the last World Cup or whatever, or silver or bronze or something like that? Because they had the Gasol brothers and all that stuff. But you know, so they have a good pedigree over there. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes.
We got 2 more basketball stories, and then we'll let George go do his thing, unless he wants to do WNBA. This one actually interested me a little bit. The New Orleans Pelicans are open to trading Lonzo Ball and JJ Redick. I don't know at the same time or separate, but they are open to doing that. George, would you jump on Lonzo or JJ right now?
I think I'll jump on JJ because where the NBA is going, you need shooters for your team to be good. And then going back to Lonzo, it doesn't look like Lonzo wants to be there because like I was watching the other day against the Phoenix Suns, it's like he's just not producing. So and then like I think like he wasn't like a full-time point guard, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Pelicans move him probably within a week or two because like it looks like he really wants to get out of there and start from scratch on.
And he's still young, and a good new face, new place might work for him again. And like I said, he's still young, so people, if he goes to a different team with a different coach, they can mold him into what they would like him to be, or maybe he'll be more comfortable with whatever chemistry he gets. Or maybe he'll come back to us or to the Clippers or something out here out west. Maybe he's more comfortable in West Coast. Who knows? Gilbert.
Because like,
go ahead.
Sorry. And then like and then like Lonzo Ball, he's more effective when he has the ball in his hands, like being that point guard. If you put him in any type of position, he's not effective because Lonzo Ball, he's not a really great 3-point shooter, but he's an improved shooter. So I think like his game, like just like at UCLA, is distributing the ball. But then like at the same time, he needs to develop being more of a point guard in this day and age because that's where the NBA is going. Like point guards like being great shooters.
Yeah. What do you think, Gilbert?
Oh man, no, I'm on the same boat with you, Ricky. He definitely caught me by surprise. Not so much with JJ Redick, but with Lonzo Ball, just because I think he was actually playing real good this year, the start of the year, and just surprised that they want to get rid of him so quick. I really wanted to see the tandem of him, Zion, and Ingram grow together, and I guess we're not gonna be able to see that. But with JJ Redick, I mean, any championship team could use him, So I want to be surprised if the Sixers or maybe even the Nets go after him. So
I can see that.
We'll see.
JJ is a sleeper. JJ is a sleeper. He can definitely do things you don't expect. At times you don't expect. Sorry, I dropped my pencil. Okay. Well, we got 1 minute to get George out of here. All-star voting is starting, gentlemen. It is officially started this week. It goes till February 16th. Tell your friends. Who are you voting for, George? Right now, if you had to give a 5, don't look at me because I'm not as good as you guys. I'm going to you two for these. Don't even ask me.
Wait,
Okay, LeBron,
like you mean like the
obviously.
5 players?
Yeah, give me a forward, a guard, and a big.
Oh, so just one forward, one guard, and a big.
Yeah, give me a
Okay.
forward, a guard, and a big that you would vote for right now.
So I will vote for my big. I'll probably vote for Joel Embiid because his team is doing pretty good, and he's been that dominant center that I was hoping that he will become. So that's my center right there. Forward, of course, LeBron James because he's the best player in the world. He does like more. He does like a lot more. He could score. He could pass. He could rebound. So I would want that on my team, and he has that winning mentality. And then for my guard,
so many
that's
guards.
tough because like there's a lot of guards, but I want to say Damian Lillard because he's that underdog that always gets
okay.
snubbed.
All right.
So Damian Lillard's my guard right there.
All right, you guys are my basketball duo. So what do you got, Gilbert?
Oh, for me, I'm gonna stay local. I'm gonna go with my boys out in LA. I'm gonna take my boy AD. Definitely gonna take my boy
even now with the
LeBron.
struggles, even with the struggles.
Yes, man. He's an all-star, man. Any 30 teams in the league would want him, So he's an all-star, definitely. And I'll take him, LeBron, of course, LeBron, and I gotta take my boy Curry.
Yeah,
gotta take Steph Curry.
Yeah, I think that would have been my 3 too. I don't know who my big would be. I think I'd be between the two of you. It would be AD or Embiid because they're both absolutely just dominating in the paint right now. Obviously, LeBron, and then Curry, you can't vote against Curry right now. He is white hot. Like you just can't vote against him. It's unbelievably ridiculous right now. And if any of these guys become free agents in the near future, people are going to be paying the big dollar. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Speaking of free agents, let's maybe we can get George before he heads out. WNBA, gentlemen, we talked about the 41 free agents in the WNBA. Some more moves have been made. Minnesota Lynx.
Finally, we got some.
Yeah, I got some action, right?
Finally, we got some moves. Yeah.
Yeah. Kayla McBride and Natalie Achana and Ariel Powers, all 3 of them are heading to the Minnesota Lynx. And,
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. The Lynx are powerful already, and now they got that trio going that way. Like, that's going to be sick.
Dangerous team right there.
So, yeah. Would you want to talk about the Lynx really quick, George? What can you tell me about the Lynx? Like, if you hear something like that going down, you're like, oh, crap, or you're like, whatever, we'll be fine. What do you think as a WNBA fan?
I think for them, like the moves that they made is it's kind of like what the Brooklyn's has to go through this year's championship or bust. Like you have those 3 players for a reason, and that's the sign that they want to win now than later. I mean, the last time the Lynx won a championship was what, like 2018, 2017. I don't remember which. It was like, it was a while ago. But I think like the Lynx want to get those soldiers and take them to the promised land. And then for Sparks, man, Sparks, man, Candace Parker, Chelsea Gray.
We were just getting into that right now.
So I think that just goes to show you, like, looks like Sparks are going to try to clean house and start rebuilding.
So with that said, I was going to go to Gilbert for his Lynx, but I'll let him do the Sparks. The Sparks going out in LA, Gilbert. This one hurts. Chelsea Gray to the Vegas Aces. Candace Parker going home to Chicago to the Chicago Sky. Those hurt, man. Go for it. Let me know how you feel.
Oh, definitely hurts, man. Those are when you think of Sparks, you think of Candace Parker, and now she's gone. She's going home, and I still can't believe it, man. It's gonna be tough this season, man, to watch the Sparks.
Probably it's gonna be a down year for the Sparks this year.
Yeah, and not just her, but we lost Chelsea Gray too. And Chelsea Gray was killing.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray. She was a big part of that championship run that they had, but it's gonna hurt, man.
It does hurt, and you know what? But with them going to those teams, they can become that number 1. Like Candace, even in LA, Candace was always a number 2 or a sort of number 1. Because she had Lisa, and then she had the new girl you were talking about, Nina Agumuke. So
and she I believe she got the extension, right?
Agumuke,
one of those girls got an extension.
Agumake. Yeah, I think so.
Who?
Agumake, did she get an extension this year?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think she did.
Oh,
So
hopefully
Yeah.
he didn't.
She's the
Sparks
new
are in
number
damn
one.
trouble.
It hurts, man, because I thought we were gonna have a strong squad.
I believe that's her.
going in.
That's her team now.
Yeah, but like George said, they're
Mm-hmm.
building from the ground up. I mean, that could work. Look at what happened with the Astros, and before they became cheaters. But look, teams like that. So you never know. There's still some huge names though, gentlemen. We said these names. There's still at least 5 huge names, if not more, that I haven't picked up on because there was 41 freaking free agents. Emma Meesman, Tina Charles, Simone Augustine, Sue Bird, and the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, are all still free agents, George.
Ricky, what would be kind of crazy?
He's so excited he froze.
If
Diana
Taurasi,
Go ahead.
If Diana Taurasi comes to the Sparks, that would be
cool.
crazy because that's
like 1 year.
She's from out here.
Get that LA vibe.
She's from out here.
George is giving you the side head.
I can see that happening.
George. Well, how do you feel hearing those names, George?
Man, a lot of teams are gonna be going after those players. They're gonna try to sign them top dollar, max money. Well, maybe not Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi because they're towards the end of their careers. But if you get either of those free agents, like that gives you a good chance of you being like a pretty good playoff team. But that's all I could say. Sue Bird, one of my favorite players growing up. Like, the point guard, like she also has that winning mentality. So man, like Sue Bird, like she's Hall of Fame, Ballot Hall of Fame already.
Well, so is Diana.
And so is Diana Taurasi.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you can also forget Tina Charles though.
Tina Charles too, yeah.
Why wouldn't why wouldn't you give Diana the Kobe treatment? Give her that 2-year $20 million or whatever, either an extension or have a team sign her and give her like a 2-year $20 million. Something of that nature.
For real.
Definitely.
That's crazy. Sorry.
I would love to see the Sparks do that.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm like looking
all right,
down.
guys, I gotta get going.
You got a jet. You're good. Family first, brother. Do your thing. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow, guys.
All right, Gilbert, I'm sorry for looking down at my phone, but we just got breaking baseball news and I can't wait to break it. That's all I got to say. It's huge. Okay, so we're done with the WNBA. The GOAT is still there, and in football, the GOAT is still there as well. It kills me. Thank God George is gone. Tom Brady is in the freaking Super Bowl, bro. He's in the big game. Not only that, it would be Tom Brady to do something like this. Tom Brady has made history again by being the first quarterback to lead his team to a Super Bowl in his own stadium. Only Tom Brady, right? Only freaking Tom Brady would pull something like this off.
Ricky.
Go ahead. I know. Go ahead.
Ricky, I'm starting to think the NFL is rigged. I'm starting to think the NFL is rigged.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crazy. The Packers kind of screwed up towards the end, at the beginning and a little bit towards the end. So that was on them. But the fact that you got
I'll tell you.
Go ahead,
Ricky.
No, you're good. Go.
No, I'll tell you this though. This Super Bowl is gonna be entertaining. You're gonna have the one of the best quarterbacks that has ever done it in Tom Brady, and one of the future quarterbacks in the game that's gonna be a future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but a legend and himself already.
Yep.
It's gonna be a great game, and you can't forget the teams. Both teams, they defense and offense, they're solid.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. You read my mind. I literally have my note: GOAT versus future. Let's cross that off. Good job. But I also, like you said, you also have this that people forget. You got the legend versus the defending champions, which is kind of cool too. The story, it's like a Hollywood story right now. It's so crazy. You have the two of the best ever going to go at it right now. And this game, like you said, it's going to be insane. We can make our picks now. We can make them next week. I don't care. If you want to make them next week, we can make them next week. Let's just make them next week. But I'm excited. I'm very excited for this big game. It's going to be good. I'm going to go in against Brady because I don't like Tom Brady. He just annoys me. But if he wins, he earned it this year. He earned it. even though he brought Gronk and AB, but we're not going there. And they got Fournette, but they brought Fournette out of nowhere, dude. He wasn't even playing that good.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they're beasts, and their defense ridiculous, freaking ridiculous.
And I remember I was talking about this team early on in the season and how bad they were doing. Just because they couldn't get it together. And look at them now. Yep. I said if they make it in the playoffs, they could do some damage. And
you did.
Here we are. And
you did say that.
Here we are.
You did say that. And there, what's crazy is these two captains, and Brady's towards the end of his career, maybe 1, maybe 2 years left, if that. If he wins, he's probably gonna retire. Let's be real. You never know. It's Brady, but they're both super happy where they are.
You never know.
They're the leaders of their pack. Their pack freaking respects them, loves them. Their team loves them. Their city loves them. Their coach loves them. Talking about Mahomes and Brady, but there's a situation in Texas right now that is the complete opposite. You still alive? Okay, there you are. You froze. Deshaun Watson and freaking JJ Watt, but mainly Deshaun Watson. He has formally, we talked about this the last couple of weeks, that he wants out. He formally asked for a trade, and from what I'm hearing, the new general manager is denying it. So I don't know. Do you think this is going to hurt the Texans, or do you think that Watson is going to try to just like slay it to freaking spite this guy? Or will he eventually get traded? What do you think?
Is it fair to say that Houston, we got a problem?
Yeah. Well played, sir. Well played. Especially if they lose JJ. Oh my God, they're gonna lose their heart and soul.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But I
think.
Go ahead.
I think lately all Houston teams just been having problems left and right.
Right.
The Astros, the Rockets.
Yeah.
And now the Texans.
Right? Yeah.
More to sell. I don't know, man. Like, I think they just got to find a way to trade him. I mean, you can't have a disgruntled player on the team.
Exactly. They're like, oh no, I'm the new guy. I'm coming in. I'm gonna be the hard ass. You're gonna do what I want. That's the vibe I'm getting. You could trade Watson, get Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami, plus some picks. I think that's a fair deal. You could trade him to the Cardinals, get Murray and a pick, or straight up. Watson has the experience. He has the playoff experience. He has a college championship pedigree, and he's a good leader. He's a good guy. I remember a story. Go ahead. Yeah.
Not only that, if he wants to stay in Texas, they could do maybe a sign and trade deal with Prescott.
Yeah.
Bring Prescott back and trade.
There's
so many, I don't know. Maybe they gotta find a way.
I just think this guy's trying to be a hard ass. He's the new guy. He's coming in. You're gonna do what I say, or else. But that's the vibe that I'm getting. But I want to mention this. Deshaun Watson's a good guy. I remember Bats, Balls, and Belts. I don't know if you were my partner yet by that time. But I did Bats, Balls, and Belts back in the day, but 3 years ago, something like that. Maybe more. But Deshaun Watson's very first paycheck he gave to I think it was the waiting staff in Houston, because they were really, really struggling because of the hurricane and stuff. It was during the hurricane. Oh God, which one was it? Harvey?
Oh yeah, I remember
the
that.
Texas one.
One of the hurricanes, yes.
Yeah. But he gave
Hurricane Harvey, I believe.
I think it was Harvey, and he gave his entire check to those two families. He didn't have to do that, and that's just the type of guy he is, and that's why I don't think he's trying to be a jerk. I just think he feels that vibe. He feels that negativity, and he doesn't want that anymore. So let him go. Let him go. Get something good for him. Why not rebuild your team stronger? Texans were always a good team. I'm a Titans fan. I can say that. They rocked us numerous times, and it hurts. The Texans also got David Cooley, who I'm hearing this is not a good deal. He was the assistant for the Ravens, and he's the new coach of the Texans. I heard nothing but bad about this guy. So it makes sense to go to Houston, right? Where everything's blowing up.
Well, from what we saw in the playoffs with the Ravens, I don't know if he's the right guy for the job. But, I mean, like you said, Houston having the problems they have.
It can't get any worse, right? We'll see.
Can't get any worse.
Yeah, another place that's had a lot of struggles lately, last X amount of years, Detroit Lions. Matthew Stafford is another one who's more than likely gone. Would you sign Matthew Stafford if you had a chance? Well, you're a Cowboy fan. You know your quarterback's hurt, so definitely would you jump on that? Even as a backup. I think he could be a starter. I don't know where, but seemed like Jackson. But they're gonna get Lawrence. But,
yeah. I believe there's a team out there that will give him that starting job.
I hope so, like Chicago or something. There's gonna be a team
out there.
I hope so. I like him. He's another clean player, cool player. Two more dudes. One you know very well. We got two retirees this year. Two awesome tight ends, future Hall of Famers. At least one of them. Greg Olsen played for Carolina, played for Chicago. 14 years in the business.
Yes.
So thank you to Greg Olsen. And some guy named Jason Witten, who retired, came back, played again. He signed a one-day deal with you guys, with the Cowboys. And after 17 years, officially 17 years, he is finally hanging up his cleats. You're a Cowboy fan. Talk to me about Jason Witten a little bit.
Oh man, Jason Witten to me is like when it comes to tight ends, he's one of the best to ever have ever done it. When you think of tight ends, you think of him. You think of Tony Gonzalez. You think of Antonio Gates. But Jason Witten was one of the best to do it, and it just sucks that he couldn't reach the ultimate goal of getting that chip, and but his career was definitely a good one, and his numbers back it up, and he's gonna be in that Hall of Fame class soon, definitely.
Crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. I like him very much. I respect the hell out of him too. So shout out to both of those guys. And you know what? Go from respect to screw the hell out of this guy. Ricky's rant. Here we go.
There you go.
All right. Seattle Seahawks. I'm not even going to say the team because he's not there anymore. The Seahawks released, I believe he's a defensive player. Don't quote me on that. I really don't care because he's an asshole. Sorry. Chad Wheeler was released and arrested for domestic assault on his girlfriend. And you hear domestic assault, you think he slapped her, he threw her on the ground, he pushed her. This guy choked his girlfriend unconscious. Screw this SOB. Not only should he be released, not only should he go to jail, he should be banned from the NFL, if you ask me. Okay, go ahead. You can talk now.
Definitely. I agree with you. Man. Man, you hear so many stories of NFL players, NBA players, being physical with their loved ones, and it's sad because it doesn't need to be taken to that level, and you're only gonna make problems worse for you. And you being what's that word, Ricky? An example for people,
example, yeah.
It's just gonna make it worse for you, and it's gonna give you a bad reputation, and you don't want that.
That's even worse when he's gonna get out of jail. He's gonna be around people who know him, and they know that he choked out his girlfriend. And I don't respect anybody who touches a woman personally. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. I want to be very politically correct here, and you know how much I hate PC, Gilbert. But let's be real. Men can get sexually harassed as well. We're not gonna get into detail how I know this, but It's the truth. But most of the stories, obviously, you're going to get girls getting assaulted by guys. And this guy, for me, don't ever give him another contract, ever. I don't think he deserves a second chance because he could have killed her. And if he did, then what?
Yeah,
then it's even worse. And that's on the NFL as well. This is on the Seahawks. This is on Pete Carroll. This is on, the whole city of Seattle. This guy just messed it up for all of them. Why? No respect at all. However, sir, I have nothing but the most utter respect for Washington football team's coach, Ron Rivera. We talked about him having cancer, making it to the playoffs with a losing record. He's in remission, bro. I'm so freaking happy for him.
Nice.
So he's one of the good guys,
Yes, he is. He is. He's one of the best coaches out there, in my opinion.
And he was a badass player for Dub Bears, So when he played for Dub Bears in their Super Bowl 85, I believe it was. God, I was 1 year old. He was
wow.
Shut up. He was 85. He was one of the main guys. So shout out to Coach Ron Rivera. I was pulling for him the minute I heard he had cancer. I've been pulling for him. So I'm so happy to hear that he's in remission, and hopefully it'll stay away. So because cancer
Hopefully,
cancer
we'll
don't give a
pray
crap
for
who
him.
you are. Yeah, exactly. Cancer will beat your ass regardless of what age you are. It does not matter. All right, we're talking ass kicking. We got to get into MMA, bro. I don't know if you saw the highlights. I don't know if you saw the fight. Holy crap. UFC 257 kicked ass, bro. From preliminaries
Literally,
to the main event, man. That's all. It was epic. I watched prelims are all day, obviously. I watched like 4 prelims and then I watched like 4 fights before the McGregor fight. My favorite fight, honestly, wasn't the McGregor fight. It was the one before that, Chandler against Hooker. And I don't know if you watched it or not because it was on the main card. Dude, Chandler laid Hooker the fudge out. I said fudge. Wow. Laid him out sick, bro. Like they were just like jabbing and stuff. And Hooker just landed a hard left hook. And you just see Hooker go down, bro, instantly. That's what I love about MMA. You never know who's going to get that one shot, you know? We talked about it, Holly Holm
definitely.
and Ronda Rousey, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was sick. So if you haven't looked at it, go on YouTube, Chandler versus Hooker, UFC 257. I promise you will not be disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed, though, with the main event, sir. Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, part 2. McGregor won the first fight via KO, I believe in the second or third round. And it was in this one where Poirier shocked the world, bro. We talked about it. We said, I think you said it. He's gonna come in with a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna want to win. He's gonna want to prove it to everybody. I think you said that, and he did, bro. Poirier was beasting.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the second round KO of a legend, Conor McGregor, dude. What do you got to say about that fight?
I was not surprised, man. I wasn't surprised. I know this was the second battle together, and I knew he was gonna come in with redemption, man. He definitely came in the ring, and he looked like the better fighter that day, and he pulled it off, you know. And I saw a video on Instagram where actually Conor McGregor congratulated him after the fight, and they had that mutual respect. So it's nice.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I'm literally going to that. They actually talked before the fight that they had respect for each other. They were high-fiving and stuff. But after the fight, you saw Conor was on a crutch. He broke his leg, bro.
Yeah.
He said, my leg is dead. That's what was on Conor's Instagram page. My leg is dead. However, Conor still wants a rematch for the rubber match. They have to have a rubber match when he gets better. They have to. He won. Poirier won. They have to have a rubber match. He's hoping for May. Bro, really? You're gonna get better in 4 months after a broken leg? If anybody's gonna do it, it's Conor, right? He just doesn't care. So that's gonna be.
He's gonna push it to the limit.
Yeah, and speaking of pushing limits, we know that Conor has been shit talking Khabib for weeks now, months now, still smack talking, even with the broken leg. Still talking smack that he wants Khabib. However, Dana White feels differently. Dana White feels Poirier beat McGregor. Dustin Poirier should get Khabib. So we might have the BMF title on the line with Khabib and Poirier. That would be a sick fight.
That would be. Either way, it works out for the fans.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. It's great. It's funny you say fans because the next story is super cool. We just got done talking about Kobe and what he did for me and what he did for fans. Check out what John Bones Jones did. This was cool. These kids, it was on Instagram. These kids, what were they doing? They were by John Bones Jones's house and they rang the doorbell, and he came to the door and he said, well, I usually don't, come talk to people at my door, random people at my door. And they're like, oh, no, we don't want to bother you, Mr. Jones. We just want to know what's your pick, and he gave his pick. And then he started talking to the kids for like a good 5-ish minutes, dude. I thought that was awesome. Not only that, he said, hey, you know what? You guys are really cool. Just hang on a second. And he came back and brought them autographed freaking posters, dude. I thought that was freaking dope.
Nice.
So shout out to John Bones Jones.
That'd be sick, man.
Yeah, shout out to him for that.
Nice.
Like we said, that's gonna affect those kids, man. And who knows? Maybe we got a future MMA fighter in that group. You never know.
Maybe.
Check these fights out. When I mention these names, MMA fans, Bellator fans, UFC fans in general are going to go nuts. UFC 258 main event is set. It's Barnes versus Usman for the welterweight title. That's going to be beast, and that's on February the 13th, UFC 258. UFC 250.
That's coming up.
Yes. UFC 260 on March 27th. I want to see this one. Miocic versus Ngannou, bro. Ngannou's a monster.
Oh, wow.
I want to see that one. That one's going to be really good. That's for the heavyweight title. That's going to be dope. All right. We're going to go from awesome fighters everybody respects to this idiotic YouTuber who we want to get knocked the hell out.
Oh, here we go.
Let's talk some Jake Paul, yo. All right. Jake Paul, we already said he had a fight set. He had a time, April 17th. It's going to be a boxing match. He is going to fight former MMA fighter, former Bellator fighter, Ben Askren. So, I don't know. I think Askren might lay him out. However, this is the clicker here. Being the YouTube star, being Mr. Popular, you have connections. Apparently, Jake Paul has been talking to Khabib for some training. Who is the guy that knocked out Ben Askren in like 5 seconds with a running knee their last time they fought?
Whoa.
Khabib.
Nice.
I'm gonna leave it at that, bro. The drama is building in the UFC. That's all I gotta say. So MMA fans, get ready for a while.
They're really building this up.
Yeah, they are. It's gonna be really sick. We're talking a little boxing. Let's jump into boxing. There's only a couple stories. We've been talking about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, the two heavyweights, multiple titles. We said, are they going to have all the titles on the line? Is it going to be non-title? Are they going to have to drop their belts? We didn't know. We now know it will be an undisputed title fight. All belts on the line, which makes it that much better between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
Even better.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I have to see this
fight. Yeah.
I have to see this fight somehow.
I gotta watch that one too, bro.
I gotta see this. We got another fighter who was up.
It's all for the gold.
All the gold. I think it's 4 belts. So it's insane. WWE don't even do that. It's insane. We got this new kid coming up.
They should do that.
Yeah. We had this new kid coming up. We talked about a couple weeks ago, Ryan Garcia. He got a big W a couple weeks ago, and he is hell bent, not in a bad way, in trying to make his dream match a reality. He has reached out to the camp of Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Oh wow!
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And it's looking good. It's looking like it might happen. So you might have this comer against the legend, you know?
I was about to say, if there's a legend that will be willing to make it happen, it'll be definitely Pac-Man.
Even if Pac-Man wins, he's gonna put this kid over big time. He's gonna. That's a wrestling term definitely. For you guys listening. That's a wrestling term. It means put over. Like, I'm gonna beat you, but I'm gonna make you look good. You know. So I think that might happen. So.
Pac-Man's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree.
He's up there.
Cool. It's gonna be cool. Speaking of looking good, we talked about last week, and we were very questionable about the Olympics. There was rumors that Japan just didn't want to put up with what's going on anymore, and they were done. They silently had shut down the Olympics. I've got more word that it is still on, but Japan is like literally doing it's in Tokyo. They're trying to do every little thing they can do to make it safe in some which way or another. It was funny because I had made that announcement last week. I take responsibility for that. That they weren't having the Olympics, and then I see all these stories about athletes, hey, training for the Olympics, basketball, making, Team USA is ready to go. I'm like, what? So I did some more research, and that's what's going on. So we might still get some Olympics in, what is it? No, it's going to be November, right? I believe it is, towards the end of the year.
Is it November? I believe it's during the
July?
Summer. I'm not sure.
Are they going to do it actually in the summer?
I believe it's in July.
Okay, that'll be cool.
I believe it's during the summer.
I think last year they were trying to do it in the winter because they were there. Oh, well,
I think so.
It'll be better by then, but yeah. Okay, cool. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome. I love the Olympics anyway, in general. I watch everything from freaking Winter Olympic ice skating to, except for curling. Curling drives me up the damn wall. But I love track. I love racing. I love, the marathons. Of course, I love basketball. That's my number one. I watch basketball.
I try to catch the basketball games, bro.
Hell yeah, softball. Well, it's gonna be in Tokyo, so it'll be like 4 a.m. over here. So we'll have to set our DVRs, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So, so we're ready. We love it. It's stuff we want to see, right? All right. However, we may want to see the Olympics, but sir, we may not see MLS soccer this year. Okay. So I don't know if, I guess there's issues between the union and the CBA. I think it's the CBA is what they're called. And they're just not agreeing right now. So there's a good chance we might get an MLS lockout, which sucks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which sucks because we just got a new team, the Austin FC, and I think they had number 1 pick. Austin FC. We just got done with the Cinderella story. Was it a Columbus Crew beating the Seattle Sounders?
Yeah.
It was just a great story. And now the fact that we might not even get MLS soccer. And we talked about, we got Premier League, we got Euro League, we got all the other leagues. But, people follow the MLS. I got friends who are announcers for the Los Angeles Galaxy. Like, I don't want them out of work, because of a CBA. But we'll see what happens. You were going to say something.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the Austin FC. It's San Diego. That down there, they're building a new stadium, and they're trying to get an MLS team out there, and
that'd be a perfect stadium for it.
Yeah, where the Chargers used to play.
Qualcomm.
So it's just crazy, man. Hopefully they could bring the MLS back, man. We can't. I don't like lockouts. I never liked the lockout when we had an NBA news.
Crap out of me. I hate lockouts. Another thing I'm gonna say this. Okay. Again, this next thing we're gonna talk about. Don't hit up my Instagram or Gilbert's Instagram and yell at us because we're getting political and you hate Trump. And no, I'm just reading facts from my stories. Okay. We talked about last week that the Trump Bedminster venue will not be used for the 2022 PGA tournament. We didn't know where it was going to be. They have now chosen a place. It will be May 19th to May 22nd, and it will be at Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Right? You don't think golf and think Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It must be a pretty fancy place. So they're gonna.
You think of palm trees and beaches and stuff like that, but not Oklahoma.
Yeah, and then go grub on some barbecue. No. Yeah, I think San Diego, I think Florida, I think islands, I think stuff like that, and then they're like, oh, we're going to Oklahoma. Okay, literally. Okay, we got 2 of those today.
That might throw off the golfers, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Hey, at least you got no gators going up in that area. Might get some like warthogs or boars or pigs or something, but that's about it. Anyway, so that's who's replacing the Trump Bedminster. It's gonna be Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And speaking of Oklahoma, I love that musical. Anyway, Oklahoma, number 24, Oklahoma men's basketball team defeated number 5, Texas. So, yes. And we'll see if that affects the rankings. Before we did that, I do apologize. I did skip over this. I do have to mention we lost somebody in the college ranks. Hall of Fame Temple coach John, is it Chaney? I think it's Chaney. At the age of 89, he had 17 tournament appearances with the University of Temple.
Wow.
So rest in peace to John Chaney.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Hall of Famer, definitely. Condolences to the Chaney family, condolences to the Temple family, to the NCAA family. We lost another good one. I'm just getting tired of doing this crap. So I apologize for skipping over that. Again, Oklahoma beat Texas, but honestly, it didn't do anything in the rankings to Texas. Texas was already number 5. They're still in the number 5 position. The number 4 position has changed as Iowa is completely out of the top 5. And now it's Michigan in the number 4 position. And then you got Nova, Baylor, and Gonzaga. What do you think of that top 5 right there?
Gonzaga's still up there.
Of course. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
They ain't going nowhere.
Definitely.
Do you got any surprises in there? Did you think Michigan would come out of nowhere and just jump into the number 4?
Oh, Michigan's always going to be up there, man. They're always one of the top teams when it comes to basketball.
True.
So I'm not surprised.
True. Very true. Okay, so those rankings didn't shock you, but we got two massive upsets in the ladies. So let's jump into some women's basketball. This one, unranked. Virginia Tech, for you people who don't know, defeated number 2 North Carolina State. That was one.
Oh, wow. Number 2.
The other one. Oh, Wait, the other one, University of Arkansas defeated number 3 UConn. We lost number 2 and number 3 got upset in the same week. Coach Gino is probably pissed. I'm just saying. Yeah. Do any of those surprise you? Vatek taking out North Carolina State or Arkansas taking out
both losses surprised me, man. Those teams, they're one of the best teams, and for them to both lose is it's
unexpected,
crazy. Yeah, that's why I love college basketball, man.
And you know what to expect. You know what's funny though? Neither one of them moved again. They both got upset and they didn't move. We do have a change in the number 5 spot though, which kills me as an SC guy, but Southern California will like this. UCLA ladies, Lady Bruins, number 5 ranked right now. UCLA Lady Bruins, shout out to you. South Carolina at 4, UConn at 3, North Carolina State at 2, and Louisville is still in the number 1. Any surprises?
No, not at all. Louisville, man. Yeah. Hopefully, going in, they could stay at the top. We'll see.
We'll see, definitely. Okay, so they'll keep that champagne on ice a little bit longer. We'll see what's up.
Yes.
Speaking of ice, sir, let's hit the ice. Let's get in some NHL. We lost another one again. Did I just say I didn't want to do this? I got to do it again. We lost another legend. Rest in peace to George Armstrong at the age of 90. He played for the Maple Leafs for many years. He led them to 4 Stanley Cup championships. So shout out to George Armstrong. Condolences to the Armstrong family. Condolences to the Leafs family, to the NHL family. I'm getting sick of this Legends loss every week. Every week we got at least one, bro. I can't.
Yes. I can't. But at the same time, we got to show them the respect for what they did to the game.
Because they're freaking legends, man. There's only one way to put it. So.
Definitely.
NHL. So we had some deals. Some deals went down. Not any huge. If you're a hockey fan, you know some of these names like Patrick Lane, Luc Dubois. Luc Dubois was playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was not happy there. He had a Deshaun Watson issue, but they actually traded him. So the trade was between the Winnipeg Jets and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets get former All-Star Patrick Lane and Jack Roslovic, and then the Winnipeg Jets get Luc Dubois, who's a really good player as well. They also get a 2022 first-round pick. Seems like a good deal to me. Seems like everybody's happy, and we can all move on with our lives.
Yes.
Thank God.
That's a good deal on both sides.
This is what the Texans need to do with Watson. I'm just saying. Okay, back to hockey. This is kind of cool, even though I'm a Ducks fan. The San Jose Sharks finally get to go play a home game in San Jose as of February 13th.
Nice.
The NorCal teams are finally getting to go back home. So
finally, man.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. You know, we all have the same governor, but I guess our mayor in Anaheim was like, "Hey, let the Ducks play," and then of course we got LA. They're like, "Yeah, let the Kings play." Fans. So the Sharks, everybody, Stanford, they're all get to go back February 13th. So a couple more weeks. And last but not least, we want to talk about honoring people. We're going to honor another one. He didn't die. I promise. No dying. Former Stanley Cup champion. I didn't like him actually because he kicked our butts because he played for the Red Wings. Stanley Cup champion goalie Jimmy Howard used to smoke pretty much everybody he played. 14 seasons. He's hanging up his skates, bro. So potential Hall of Famer, if you ask me. Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
All right, Ricky's rant round 2. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's go to the Diamond. MLB. We're talking Hall of Fame. Nobody got into the damn Hall of Fame this year. And it's a freaking travesty if you ask me. You know how I feel about steroids, but you also know how I feel about, hey, get with the freaking eras, okay? Not everybody in that era took steroids, okay? So nobody for the class of 2021 got in. Not Barry, not Schilling, not Clemens, not Andrew Jones, not Gary Sheffield. Nobody. Not even Scott Rowland or Todd Helton. None of those huge names got in. And it pisses me off.
Oh,
nobody.
Man.
And what makes it even worse is they're hating on everybody. Oh, well, Bonds did roids, Clemens did roids. Well, guess what? Guess who the top 3 names were on the ballot? Kurt Schilling, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. 71%. It was like 65%, like 62%. And it has to be 75% of the votes have to go to a player to get them in. I think that's ridiculous. I need to think they need to drop that number, and they need to get some new writers, because
Dude,
these writers they're not all old, but they're old traditional writers. Most of them, you know?
The way that MLB carries business is just
Thank you.
different than
You
other.
said it for me. Thank you. Thank you. You said it for me. And it pisses me off. And you know, Kurt Schilling was so pissed that he asked to get taken off next year, because next year is him, Bonds. Bonds and Clemens is last year. Next year, I think Schilling also. But Schilling has been very controversial off of the field as well. Politically, religiously, I believe it is as well. And he is very outspoken, and I think that's what got him out. Honestly, you got to be careful with that kind of crap.
Definitely.
But with that said, bro, again, people do shit off the field. Look at, okay, Bonds did steroids, which was never proven. It was in Balco, but it was never proven. You're never gonna tell me otherwise. Clemens came clean. You did it, bro. But you know what? That era, a bunch of people did it. You know, you let Mike Piazza in. You let Mike Piazza in, and there's a good chance he took too. There's so many people that are in. But you know what? With the exception of Pete Rose, even though I absolutely love Pete Rose, and I feel he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm a controversial dude. I feel Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. He voted against bet against his own team, so that's pretty damn big. You know, I don't know if he'll ever get in because of that. But you don't know. Were you there stabbing them? Were you there putting the cream on them? Do you know that they took these roids? No, you don't. And again, like I talked to Coach, he said, when Coach said, it turns a double into a home run. We talked about this weeks ago. Double into a home run. I'm like, yes, but you still need the eye coordination. You still need the balance. You still need all of that. And before Barry Bonds was even on the Giants, he was a Hall of Famer. Period.
Yes.
Rant over. And you know what else pissed me off? I'm just kidding. My rant's not over. You get people like Joe DiMaggio, the good guy. He dated all kinds of celebritons. Babe Ruth was a womanizer who smoked and ate hot dogs inside the dugout. You've had thieves. You've had gangsters. You've had, draft dodgers. Give me a break. Give me a break with this freaking, it juiced. Well, guess what? You had people who did a lot of other worse crap, okay? Now, like I said, Babe Ruth was a big-time womanizer. Big time.
This is why the MLB drives me crazy.
Yes. Yes. Okay. From the rant to loving somebody. I absolutely love Ken Griffey Jr. Not just the player, but the person. Baseball feels the same way I do. They want him back in the game. And they finally, I guess it's been I think Griffey said it's been like a 5 to 7 year thing where they've been trying to get him. He is going to finally sign on to be the new advisor to Commissioner Rob Manfred. So now you got one of the best. Yeah, you got one of the best players to ever play the game, who loved the game, who treated the game with respect, played clean, and just had that kid mentality. And he's going to be in the front office, bro. He could clean up what you're complaining about,
Yeah, I was about to say, hopefully he can make some changes that the fans want.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I love Ken Griffey Jr., so.
Yeah, same here.
I remember
legend
video game on Super Nintendo. So, yeah. Okay, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The doctored ball situation at Angel Stadium, where apparently visiting pitchers were getting doctored balls from an Angel employee. That case is getting thrown out, bro. There's so much holes in that situation right now, so they're letting that guy off. So, and you know what? Pitchers have their ways of getting tar. They have their ways of getting that mixture. They can put it in their pants, their socks. Nobody checks them. Nobody checks them. I've seen it personally, So there's that. A couple things that are not going to carry over from this season that were in last season will be thrown away next year. One of them I don't like. One I'm kind of cool about. I really don't care. The universal DH, gone.
Really?
Yeah, universal DH is gone next year. So the NHL, wow. The NL will let pitchers bat. So that's why I pray to God Ohtani doesn't go to the NL. We need to get Ohtani signed like now.
Right?
Anyway,
like right now.
yeah, this one makes me kind of mad. I enjoyed it. I understand why they did it and why they're not going to do it this year. I loved having the expanded playoffs. I loved having the extra teams. It made more excitement for the games. I know it was more games, but it was cool to have a 1 versus whatever 6 or 1 versus 8 or whatever it was. It was cool. Look at the Marlins got in, teams you wouldn't expect to see were in. It was awesome.
It was a nice mix up, just the way they did it.
But I guess they're dropping that as well. All right. Now it's let's see. Try to get it done within 15 minutes. Okay. Big deal. My next segment was going to be called Huge Faces, New Places. Before we do that, we're going to talk about a guy who's been a couple different places. He's been a Met. He's been, National. Daniel Murphy. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel Murphy retired today. All-star second baseman, 12 years. So shout out to Daniel Murphy. Big names have gone to different places. I have that breaking news as well, but yes. I'm going to be fair to our city. I'm going to do Angels and Dodgers first, and then I'll jump into this humongous deal that just went down. All right, Dodger fans, this one might bring a tear to your eye. You probably already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. One of the good guys, Jock Peterson, is heading to Chicago. Probably be their starting left fielder out there to replace Kyle Korver. So I love Jock. Jock's a clean guy. He's a fun guy. His brother has Down syndrome, I believe, and he does all the Down syndrome events with him. So shout out to Jock Peterson, man. I hope he plays every day. I really do. He's an awesome player, and he deserves it.
That's a big blow to the Dodgers, though. Big blow. Big blow, right?
And they lost Kike last week.
Yes.
So that's the only former Dodgers story that I have right now, but we got a lot of former Angels making some moves. Tommy La Stella is going to sign a 3-year deal with the San Francisco Giants, which is cool. He deserves to get I don't know if it's going to be first base or if it's going to be second base. I don't know yet. But that's where he's going. Another former Angel, I'm still hurt by this one. Andrelton Simmons is going to Minnesota, 1 year, $10 million over there.
Oh, man.
So I wish him nothing but the best. I love Andrelton Simmons. Such a nice guy.
Same here.
Awesome player. Probably the best shortstop in baseball right now, if you ask me.
We should have brought him back, man.
This deal, bro, is kind of funny if you're an Angel fan. It's not something you want to remember. The last time this guy was in Boston is when he tore, I believe it was Achilles, Garrett Richards.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett Richards is going to Boston. 1 year, $10 million. And
that's a nice fit.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay over there. Boston also made a deal with the Yankees, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah.
They made a deal. They worked deals out.
Yeah. Not a huge deal, but Boston got 2 pitchers from Yankees, I think, for some minor leaguers. They got Franklin Herman, I believe he's a lefty, and former All-Star with the Colorado Rockies, then with the Yankees last year, Adam Ottavino. No guy who wears 0. Very rare to see a pitcher with the number 0, but he does.
Nice.
So Yankees and Red Sox made a deal. It's crazy. Another former Angel going to the Yankees, Darren O'Day. Do you remember him, the submariner?
Yes.
For the Orioles and the Braves? He's going to the Yankees. I think that'll be a good fit for him. A middle reliever in that with
that should be a good fit for him, definitely, yeah.
Because he's a submariner, so he'll probably get a lot of ground balls. So, and Yankee Stadium is pretty small. So, speaking of Yankees, we got Masahiro Tanaka. We've been talking weeks. Where's Tanaka going to go? Is he going to go home? Is he going to go to the Yankees? Is he going to go somewhere else? Tanaka is going back to Japan, signed with the Rakuten Eagles, which is the team he was on before he came to the Yankees.
Okay.
So they welcomed him back with open arms. Another person I'm kind of bummed the Angels didn't jump on, or lots of teams didn't jump on. I'm surprised. Philadelphia Phillies have signed JT Realmuto, 5 years, $115.5 million.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
That's insane.
The Phillies are going to be good this year, man. Yeah. I mean, they were good last year too, but this year they're making moves again.
Yeah, they are. Another big deal that went down. The Nationals aren't messing around either. They're getting some good arms. They got closer Brad Hand for 1 year, 10.5. And then the Cardinals are going big. They just brought back All-Star future Hall of Famer Adam Wainwright. He signs a deal in St. Louis. And the breaking news, bro. Breaking news. I got it earlier, but I wanted to be fair and keep it in baseball. Here we go. Dodgers fans are going to be pissed about this one. Colorado Rockies have traded Nolan Arenado to the St. Louis Cardinals. The Colorado Rockies have traded Nolan Arenado to the St. Louis Cardinals. It says the Rockies are going to get multiple players in the deal that will send upward of $50 million to the St. Louis Cardinals. This is per ESPN about an hour, half hour.
The Cardinals are going to be stacked.
Dude, Arenado's going to smoke that stadium.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great move for the Cardinals organization right there, man.
And they already got an awesome infield. And now they got the best third baseman in baseball. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
If you ask me,
wow.
Yeah, if people may say
this season is gonna be a good one, bro.
Yeah, they got some changes, so
a lot of teams to watch out for.
But to get another big a historical name like Nolan Arenado in a historical place like St. Louis, it's gonna draw, bro. And they're gonna have fans probably, because I know they're not huge on COVID protocols there. So they'll probably have fans, so it's gonna be pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. And especially with small market teams, you gotta find a way to bring these players over here. So absolutely. Yeah, that's a nice move for them. Definitely.
It's gonna be epic. Couple little small moves. Wilson Ramos, another former All-Star catcher. He's going to the Tigers, 1 year, $10 million. Former Oakland A Angel killer Marcus Semien is going to the Blue Jays. Good riddance, bro. 1 year, $8 million. I'm so glad he's not in our division anymore. That's all I gotta say.
We're still gonna see him though.
I know, but I don't want to play him like 20 times a season. That guy kills us. Former Padre Freddie Galvis, former Philly, is now going to the Orioles. And Kung Fu Panda Pablo Sandoval is going back to Atlanta. Minor league deal with an invite to spring training. So that should be pretty cool. And of course, we still got some huge names out there like Shohei Ohtani. And some guy named Trevor frickin' Bauer is still on the market.
Really? Yes. Oh, man. Surprised nobody has picked him up.
The Mets offered him 3 to 4 years, $36 million. I'm guessing a year probably. But he's looking for more. I think he wants at least a 5 or 6 year deal is my guess. He can only go up from there. We'll see if he goes over the top, man. He's Trevor Bauer. He always goes over the top.
So. A player of his caliber, he deserves a contract like that. Definitely.
But just him in general, bro. He's always over the top. Everything he does, from on the mound tactics to on the mic tactics to cutting himself with that drone when he played for Cleveland, to throwing the ball over the center field wall when he got taken out of a game when he was on Cleveland. It's crazy. This guy is just straight up over the top. And whoever gets him, though, they're going to benefit. Benefit. It's going to be sick. All right, we're talking over the top. You know where I'm going, bro. You know where I'm going if I'm saying over the top. Sunday night, 4 p.m. on WWE Network, soon to be on Peacock. WWE Network, 3 p.m. pre-show. My favorite pay-per-view of the entire WWE year, WWE's Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania starting, Gilbert.
Dude, Ricky, I don't know if I have ever been more excited for what's called an event than the Royal Rumble, man. The Royal Rumble is always something that you don't know what to expect. Yeah. Last year we had Edge return, man, and the whole crowd went nuts.
Yep.
And I just can't wait to see who's going to make the big return this year.
That's what I was going to get to next. You never know. We got huge names out there. We got The Rock. We got Brock Lesnar. We got Ronda Rousey. Edge said he's going to be there for sure. There's rumors that Carlito's going to be there. There's rumors that the girls, you never know with the girls. They always bring somebody back. Molly Holly will probably be there again. She's been in all of them. There's so many huge names that you could bring back. What if you brought back like Sable or something? I know she doesn't like Vince, but someone like that would be crazy pop. Are you kidding me? Like it'd be awesome. So all right. Yeah.
If Sasha Banks didn't have her championship, it would have been cool to see her in the ring with the guys, man, because she could definitely hold her own.
Well, they had Nia do it instead, so.
No.
All right, so this is the card that I got so far. Again, I have not watched SmackDown. SmackDown is currently airing literally right now as we speak. So I will find out tomorrow what's going on. If SmackDown added any matches, which more than likely they will. As of now, if you ask me from what I've seen, they did make Matt Riddle, who's now Riddle, former MMA fighter Matt Riddle. You know who Matt Riddle is.
Yes.
He is the number one contender for the United States Championship, and he will be facing Bobby Lashley. More than likely, my guess would be on the pre-show, the 3 o'clock hour. So make sure you guys tune in for that, because Matt Riddle always puts on a good show. And they might give him the strap, dude. Bobby's had the strap for a while, so they might.
I like Riddle. Yeah. I like Riddle. He's definitely gonna make a name for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Well, and what they made him do, if you've been following SmackDown, he's had to fight. On Raw, he's had to go through the entire Hurt Business in order to get to Lashley, and he's done it. So the whole Kofi Kingston storyline again is pretty much what it is. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Then on the main show, there's so many storylines going into it. Like Ali, if you remember last year, Ali was injured before going into the Royal Rumble, and he had all this momentum going, and that's why Kofi ended up getting in, and everybody loved how good he was in the Rumble and how good he was at the Chamber, and then freaking got the title at WrestleMania, you know? So it was a couple of years ago, actually. But Ali is trying to pull that on Kofi right now because Kofi's hurt. So is WWE doing like a full, 360 here, and we'll see what happens. I don't see Ali winning, but the fact that he has Retribution behind him to back him up, we'll see because he's gonna have numbers in the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. Ali's definitely been climbing up the ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. Lately. Okay, so here's your card: Universal title. I thought it was going to be a last man standing match. I think it's a regular match. Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns. I love Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens put up a hell of a fight, but there's no way Vince is going to take the belt off of Roman Reigns before WrestleMania. There's no way.
Oh, no way. I believe it is the last man standing.
Is it still going to be? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but definitely it's going to be a good match. Owens is going to be that close again, and Roman's going to beat him. And then eventually, I think they will give the title back to Kevin Owens, but it's not going to be off of Roman Reigns. There's no way.
No, it's not.
No way.
I don't think so.
So then I jump into the 30 women Royal Rumble match, where personally I think there's going to be a huge surprise. Obviously, it's not going to be Becky because she just had the baby. Obviously, it's not going to be Sarah Logan because she's having a baby. But it could be Ronda Rousey. Also, if you've been following SmackDown, Bianca Belair is getting huge hype right now. She could win it. Bayley versus Sasha at WrestleMania, it writes itself. That would be a big one. And on Raw, the Raw side, it's got to be Shayna Baszler. It's got to be Shayna Baszler. She deserves it. She should have won last year. So my pick. Go ahead.
No, I know Melina made an appearance earlier this year, but
yeah, she was on Legends.
That'd be kind of crazy if she comes back.
She's supposed to. That's the rumor. She actually signed a contract too, but I don't know what it was. It might be a Legends contract.
So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see.
Okay, so who's your girl? I'll give you one Raw, one SmackDown. I'm going to go Baszler or Bianca Belair.
I'm going to have to go with Bianca Belair right now.
Okay, well, what about on Raw? You have a Raw girl, you think, besides Baszler? Or are you going to go Baszler too? Baszler's on
Charlotte. I like Charlotte Flair.
Okay. So you think Charlotte will get a title? You never know. She won last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. You never know with Vince because he loves the Flairs. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah. He definitely loves his Flairs.
Yeah. You get a legendary name, you get legendary treatment. So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of legends, Goldberg. Couldn't get Drew anything better than this. Goldberg, the rumor is that Drew was smack talking legends, and that's why Goldberg is back. So it's Goldberg versus Drew for the WWE Championship. Please, Lord Jesus, do not let Goldberg win the title. I'm pretty scared that they're going to let him win the title.
I think they are.
And then they're going to have if they do, I think Edge will more than likely win the Royal Rumble, and then it'll be like Spear versus Spear in the Royal Rumble. But what I want to see, which we'll get in, I want Drew McIntyre to win. I want him to go through, and I want him to face, Randy Orton again, or The Fiend, or someone up and coming, because the Royal Rumble, I think the Royal Rumble winner is going to face Roman Reigns. I don't know who it's going to be. I think it's going to be someone from SmackDown, which we'll get into in a minute. But I want Drew to beat Goldberg, but there's something in the back of my head saying that Goldberg's walking out with the WWE title.
Can I just give my 2 cents on this situation?
No. Go ahead.
I think the WWE needs better writers.
No shit. Go ahead.
And not only that, I think the WWE should have a certain age where wrestlers have to retire. Goldberg looks in good shape, but man, just hang it up, bro. I want to see upcoming wrestlers make a run.
We could
You
have
know,
had
and
Fiend. We could have had Fiend against Drew, or we could have had Riddle against Drew, or something like WrestleMania could be really good with these young kids, you know.
definitely.
So, and Randy's still slaying it. That's the one legend that's slaying it and will always slay
Yeah,
it.
he's still doing it, man.
Yep.
After all these years.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm hoping for Drew. Every time Goldberg has come back in a title match, bro, even against the freaking Fiend, he walked out with the freaking title. So or Bray Wyatt at the time. So another big match. I know there's probably going to be more tag team title matches, but as of now, I don't know if the Raw and the SmackDown tag team titles are going to be on the line or the IC title. But the women's tag titles on the line. I don't know if this will be before the Rumble or after the Rumble. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are getting their rematch against Charlotte and Asuka. I do think Nia and Shayna will win because I think they want Asuka and Charlotte to either go against each other at WrestleMania, which would make sense. Because again, I'm probably going to pick a SmackDown person for Royal Rumble women, or for Royal Rumble women, I picked Bianca Belair. She would take on Sasha, which would be an amazing match. But this writes itself, bro. Charlotte, Asuka, they fought at WrestleMania a couple years ago. Amazing match. Asuka was undefeated at the time, remember? And Charlotte made her tap out. This writes itself. You're defending the women's tag titles. One of them boots the other one. They lose the tag titles. They get pissed at each other. Boom! It writes itself for WrestleMania. So
I could see that happening.
Yeah, and then
Definitely.
Nia and Shayna, they can be the fighting tag team champions that they can't stand each other, but they're still champions, and then you can put the belt on somebody else. So
those girls are scary, man.
All right, the men's Royal Rumble. We are right on time. It is 8:30. 30-man Royal Rumble. It could be anybody, bro. I don't know where the hell WWE's gonna go. Like I said, it all depends on who wins the title matches. If Goldberg beats Drew, I could see Edge winning the Rumble to face Goldberg, which would be horrible, but just to get that belt on Edge. But honestly, what I've been saying for months now, two possible situations that make the most sense. Drew McIntyre will not be facing the winner of the Royal Rumble, if you ask me. It's going to be Roman Reigns. Okay, the reason I say that, listen to these potential storylines. I will just give two. The Rock returns. The Rock returns. Roman for months has said that he's the head of the table. I'm the best in the family. I feed the family. Boom, Rock comes back. Rock wins the Rumble. Rock beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the title. And then he could drop it like the next month or something like that. So that's my one. My other one that makes sense, which a lot of people will get pissed, and you know how I feel about this guy. I can't stand him, but the storyline writes itself, dude. Brock Lesnar returns. Brock Lesnar returns. Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar faces Roman Reigns, the former Paul Heyman guy versus the Paul Heyman guy. And you can go all over the place with that story. You can have Roman beat Brock. You could have Paul Heyman screw Brock. You could have Paul Heyman screw Roman Reigns and have this set up for the last like 10 months.
I was about to say that.
Right?
I like both of those situations.
Yep.
But I think what the fans really want right now is the head of the table against Rock.
Yep.
And I definitely could see that happening. And if they do it, they have to do it now because the timeline is the timeline is perfect.
Yeah, the rumor is that The Rock is busy doing some projects, and maybe the following year they're going to do it. But how are they going to carry the story for a whole nother year? You know, they need to do it now.
Ricky, if anybody could do it, the WWE did it. They did it with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins.
God,
I hated that storyline so long, bro.
No, it's annoying. All right, final men's picks. I usually do Raw and SmackDown, but I'm going to go. I want to say Rock and Brock, but since I know The Rock probably isn't going to return, well, I'm going to be even twice as pissed if he does now. I'm going to go Brock Lesnar or Edge.
Nice. For me, oh man, I'm about to go with The Rock and Brock Lesnar. I can't see any other two guys, man.
Storylines make sense, dude. Makes sense. So,
not unless the WWE catches us by surprise and decides to bring one of the young guys up there, man. With the big dogs.
Well, you could have Lashley win. You could have Riddle win. You can build those guys up and just shock the world. You know, like a whole, Daniel Bryan. Everybody wants Daniel Bryan to win because he hasn't won yet, and that could be a big one.
I
I don't
still
know
want that Lashley versus Lesnar fight, man.
that you could
I
get
still
that.
want that
You
fight.
could get that. Maybe Lashley eliminates Lesnar in the match, and then they just have a
Something like that
one-on-one.
happens.
Yeah, and they don't have to put the U.S. title on the line. It could just be, maybe Lashley loses the U.S. title to Riddle, and then it's Lesnar and Lashley at WrestleMania. That would be amazing. I would love to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Rumble is going to be awesome. I don't know what else to say, bro. I mean, I'm excited. I love the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is by far my most favorite pay-per-view, and I'm super excited for it. So if you don't have anything else, I'm just about done on this end, my brother.
Same here.
You're all good.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, sir. I love working with you guys. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to us. Checking out Let's Rumble, which is Triple B 2.0 episode 10 on behalf of All Sports Media. Myself, Double R. Rick Rodriguez. Conspicuous by his absence, George Ochola. Got my boy Gilbert A. Plus Asensio over here. It's been a crazy week, man. We had some basketball madness, a lot of WNBA madness. The GOAT taking on the future next week. MMA was insane. We might still get the Olympics. MLS might be leaving. Lots of upsets in college basketball. Baseball, I don't even know what to say because it was just that crazy. Next week's going to be even crazier. We still got deals going down. We still got WNBA deals going down. We got the Watson situation. We got the Ohtani situation. We got the Trevor Bauer situation. I'm running out of breath here because there's so much stuff that's still going on. And we'll know the winner of the Royal Rumble. We'll know the main event for WrestleMania. And the Super Bowl is next week.
Nice.
I can't wait, brother. That's all I got to say. I can't wait.
Can't wait to see you.
It's going to be awesome. Bro. I can't wait. It's going to be epic. Make sure you guys follow all that. Keep following us. Again, you can like, share, subscribe right here, youtube.com, All Sports Media Team for all upcoming sports content. We literally cover everything from cricket to freaking golf to racing to hockey to baseball. We cover it all. If you got any cool stories, send them to our Instagram at all.sportsmediateam. We'll give you some credit if you do that. We appreciate that so much. So again, one last time on behalf of myself, Double R, Ricky Rodriguez, got my boy Gilbert A. Plus Asensio over there. You guys are awesome. Be safe. And remember, whether you're trying to score in life or climb the ladder of success, always reach for a title. You guys rock. Peace out.